Are you guys able to hear me at the back? We okay? Well, my name is Archana, and I'm from the Finance and Operations Fast Track team, and I'm here to give a very high-level overview of what Regression Suite Automation Tool, or RSAT, is all about, and how that is connected to continuous updates. I do want to give you a disclaimer that I do not intend to do any demo, but I do want you guys to catch the 10:30 session tomorrow on Regression Suite Automation Tool, where there will be a demo of this tool. So don't forget to catch that theater session. So on that note, literally less than a year ago, we introduced the concept of one version. And the whole idea was to make sure that we get all of our customers on the latest version. And the main reason for that was you guys all, if you are Dynamics 365 FinOps customers, I'm sure you have encountered the round trip with our support team. And that's because of the number of versions that we were supporting. And if you're from the older versions of AX, you might be familiar with the service packs, the cumulative updates, the roll-ups that we used to do, which means the number of versions that we were supporting, both from support as well as engineering team, were pretty humongous. So the idea was to make sure that we get all of our customers onto the latest version, make sure that you guys are consistent and in a predictable fashion, also to make sure that we are able to not just provide you with support in a faster fashion, but also eliminate the concept of upgrade. So you would have heard probably a lot of us telling you, hey, there's no more upgrade, but only update. So those were a couple of the main reasons why we decided that we needed to make sure that all of our customers are on one version. And with one version comes the two major updates per year, one in April, another in October. So the upcoming one in October is going to be known as the autumn update. You might have heard of it as spring and fall update last year. The upcoming one is going to be autumn update. And there are going to be minor updates throughout the year. So this is how the update timeline for one version looks. So you can see that we are somewhere in between April and October 2019 right now. And the idea was to make sure that most of our customers are on V10. The only other customers that we should be having on Dynamics 365 FinOps or Finance and Operations should be 7.3. Those are customers who have open extensibility requests with Microsoft. And the idea is that as soon as we deliver the extensions or extensibility request hotfix, the idea is that within 90 days, we would want even the customers who are on version 7.3 to move to V10. So that is what this timeline is all about, because 7.3 expires in April 2020. About 85% of our customers, I'd like to say, are actually on V10 as of today. So what has changed? Those who are familiar with the concept of continuous updates, I just mentioned a while ago that there are two major updates and there are continuous minor updates throughout the year. Till last month, we had mentioned that there will be 10 minor updates, including, 8 minor updates and 2 major updates. So in total, 10 updates per year. So the idea was right before a major update, we will not release a monthly update. That was the idea till last month. As of this month onwards, we have decided, based on the feedback from all of you guys, that there will be 8 updates per year. You guys might have caught the session by Shelley, and if so, you might have gotten more details on this. But the idea is that going forward, we will deliver only 8 updates, which means the month of March, June, September, and December, we will not be releasing any updates. You can pause up to 3 consecutive updates. Earlier it was 2. Now, as of this month onwards, you can pause up to 3 consecutive updates. What that means essentially is that at a minimum, you will have to pick up at least 2 updates per year. So why is that important? Because if you have to pick up 2 continuous updates per year, that effectively translates to 2 regression testing cycles per year. So if you want to have 2 regression testing cycles per year, we are talking about the necessity to have a regression testing approach, a strategy. You need to have a regression testing tool in place. You need to make sure that you have the right resources with the right skill set to be able to do these 2 regression testing cycles per year. I do want to call out the release cadence. You will find this same information in docs, and if you look at the auto update schedule, you will see that going forward, there is no update in September, there is none in December, there's none in March. So you can see that those are the months that we will be skipping the auto update. If you're a customer who's going to follow the auto update policy by Microsoft, you will know by now, or if not, you should know that when we update your sandbox, you're getting only 7 days before we update your production. Of course, you have the choice to follow the self-update. Both the packages are the same. These are both generally available package. So you can self-update your system, but if you follow auto-update by Microsoft, you're getting only 7 days between sandbox and production before you can do the regression testing in those environments. So that's where we have come up with our offering of Regression Suite Automation Tool. Now, what is RSAT? Now, the idea is that we wanted it to be a functional power user tool. So you should not have to write any kind of source code. Without that, you should be able to actually record your tasks, business critical test scenarios, if I may add. And the one way to go about doing that is to utilize the finance and operations task recorder, which majority of our users are already familiar with. So the idea was to make sure that if there is a way we could expand the feature of task recording, to make sure that we can expand it to incorporate Regression Suite Automation Tool. Who is it targeted for? As I mentioned, functional power users. When should you be using it? Now, you can use it as part of user acceptance testing every month when you take the continuous update. So in this case, you have to take at a minimum only 2 updates per year, but you might choose to take every continuous update that Microsoft is releasing. If yes, you can utilize this tool to test the update first with your customizations, with your ISV solutions, or you could also utilize this when you actually apply a customization before you promote it to production. Or if you are actually incorporating a new ISV solution into your code, before you promote it to production, if you would like to actually test your business critical scenarios and ensure that they are not broken before you promote it to production, well, this is the right tool to utilize. And why? Well, like I said, it of course reduces the time that it takes for a business user to sit and test these scenarios manually after every CRP or after every UAT or before you actually promote any of these changes to your production. So that is where we are hoping that we can add value with the series, with the automated test cases that you can create using RSAT. So a quick intro for all those who have actually attended our pre-day workshop yesterday. You might already be familiar with this environment setup. And the idea is that, so what does that ecosystem consist of? Because I just mentioned a while ago, RSAT or Regression Suite Automation Tool is built, or it actually connects with the task recorder. So what all do you need to make it work? So the first aspect, we'll start off with the O365 tenant. Only if you have an O365 tenant, you can log into Lifecycle Services. So essentially, you need to be an AD user. Now, from Lifecycle Services, if you have a Dynamics 365 for Finance and Operations license, that is where you will be able to deploy finance and operations environment within Lifecycle Services. But prior to that, you will also need Lifecycle Services to connect to Azure DevOps. So all of you guys, if you have gone through the implementation journey with finance and operations, you would have seen that the very first step when you deploy Lifecycle Services, you would actually see in the Action Center, hey, set up your VSTS. Now, formerly known as VSTS, now known as Azure DevOps. So you will create the connection between LCS and Azure DevOps by either creating a new Azure DevOps organization, or you might already have an instance that you would want to connect to. And then comes the finance and operations piece, which is the environment that you are going to be deploying. Now, this could be a cloud-hosted environment that you're deploying against your own subscription, or this could be the environments that are coming as part of the Microsoft Enterprise Agreement, which means they are against Microsoft subscription. So under Microsoft subscription, it could be what we call as a tier 1 or a tier 2. Tier 1 is a single box development environment. Tier 2 is a multi-box SQL Azure environment that you guys are utilizing for acceptance staging or UAT. So that is a tier 1 or tier 2. So it could be any of those three I mentioned. It could be cloud hosted, it could be tier 1, it could be tier 2. So the idea is that within finance and operations, you have the task recorder feature. What is that used for? You're going to be utilizing the task recorder feature in finance and operation to author and play back the task recordings, which is then connected to the business process modeler or the business process library lifecycle services. This is a tool that probably most of you guys may not be using, because this is what is used for tracking your process catalog. So your business process flow or your business process catalog might be taken care of outside LCS in, let's say, an Excel spreadsheet, or maybe you're using some other tool. You can use BPM, the business process modeler lifecycle services, where you can say order to cash or procure to pay. You know, the process flow can be defined here, and the respective task recordings can be saved from finance and operations to the BPM. And then you have a feature in BPM called VSTS Sync that lets you save the task recordings as test cases in a DevOps project. So if you see the ecosystem, you can see that the task recorder from finance and operations get all the way saved into DevOps project as a test case, with the recording attached to that test case, with the steps that you have actually documented already a part of test case. Now comes what we call as a test client. So test client is the client where you will be installing RSAT. Now RSAT can be installed only, to install RSAT you need to have admin access to that machine. So there's a good chance that the tier 1, that is the enrollment that you have as part of Microsoft subscription in your LCS implementation project, you may not be able to use that because you do not have admin access. So that doesn't mean that you have to install RSAT within that tier 1 environment. You can install RSAT in your laptop. You can install RSAT in any Windows 10 VM, laptop or server, as long as you have admin access. Now what we will recommend is, yes, go ahead and use your laptop or use your local personal local machine for the purpose of authoring. But at some point of time, when you have a good series of test cases and a good test suite, it will make sense to have a dedicated test server from where you should be able to execute these tests. So for the purpose of authoring, as long as you have admin access, as long as Excel is installed in that test client, it is okay to go ahead and install RSAT. And what RSAT does is, it is actually going to extract or load these test cases from DevOps and execute it against the finance and operations, depending on what you have actually specified in the setting. So can you record it in one environment and then play it against another? You can do that, provided the data set has not changed and the versions are compatible and the business process flows or the ISV solutions that you have incorporated in that are same. You will be able to record it against one environment and play it against another. RSAT is supported on every environment that with a version that's higher than platform update 20. So what that means is that we are not dependent on the application version. But there's a good chance that if you're planning to record your tasks or business critical scenarios in V7.3, you may not be able to reuse that in version 10. That's because the process flows or the business processes would have changed between these two different versions. There's a good chance that, hey, you can find a button in 7.3 that is no longer available in version 10. So be careful if you're planning to create task recordings. Try to make sure that you're actually doing it on a V10 environment, because that is where the whole concept of continuous update and the concept of the regression testing cycles come into picture. So some of the key features I've already mentioned when you can actually utilize RSAT, both for UAT as well as before you are promoting any, whether it's a Microsoft update or a custom code or a configuration change. Before that, you can actually utilize RSAT. Some of the key features is that you can author and execute these tests from any machine that can access finance and operations via web browser. So this is what I was saying. You can actually install RSAT and execute those tests against any Windows 10 VM, laptop, server, all of it. But it might make sense to, like I said, have a dedicated test machine once you have a good series of test cases. Run against sandbox environments with a copy of your prod database, because the idea is that you would want to make sure that before you promote to production, that your customizations or your configurations are not broken. So as much as possible, try to run it against a data set that is comparatively similar to that of production. You can record once, play back multiple times. These are some of the RSAT specific features. You can validate, like for example, you can validate and say, hey, is my total available inventory the same as available inventory plus the one that I've ordered? You can actually validate things like that. You can validate, hey, is my on-hand inventory always greater than 0? You can also validate against infologs or error messages that pop up on the banner, not the dialog box that pops up, but any infolog messages that pops up in finance and operations. You can say, hey, did the batch complete successfully? Did the production order get created successfully? You can validate all that using RSAT. You can also chain test cases. What that essentially means is that if I'm creating a record, let's say creating a product in one test case, in the next test case, I want to release that product. I can pass the value from the first test case to the second one to indicate that, hey, these two test cases are now chained. So RSAT allows you to have a feature called save that variable so it can be referenced in the future test cases. You can pause between test cases. This comes into picture if you are doing a workflow. For example, if you're creating an order, a document, someone needs to approve it. It might take some time before it lands in the approval queue. So you might want that second test to say, hey, wait till it lands in the approval queue. Or there could be a batch process. Maybe you are using batch, you are probably importing inventory journals, and you want to post it after the import has completed. So if you're automating that test, you would like to make sure that the second test case waits till the first action is completed. So you do have the feature that allows you to pause between the test cases. You can run as a non-admin. What that means is that you can actually ask RSAT to run it against a different user. So you provide the email ID of that user, but it's not really taking the user credentials. What it's looking for is the role associated with the user. So I can run that test as a purchase manager or probably as a store manager. So RSAT does give you the feature whereby you can run it against different security roles. You can also, we already talked about how it is connected to Azure DevOps. So you can maintain these test cases within DevOps. And there's also a command line. So all those folks who are more technical and who would like to schedule it as part of your build pipeline, there is a command line that allows you to actually integrate with the build pipeline and be able to schedule RSAT or trigger RSAT after a build process. Some of the limitations, it cannot do integration tests. It won't be able to do Office integration tests, custom controls. What I mean by custom controls, it's not custom fields. Custom fields can be based out of out-of-box control. What I'm talking about, completely new custom control. Anything else that Task Recorder does not support, for example, if you were to click on a button that opens the Windows dialog, Task Recorder does not support that, so RSAT doesn't support that either. There's a little asterisk against these two. These refer to the WMS mobile app and the retail POS. We do have a prototype ready, and we are planning to initiate a preview feedback program for those, but it's not GA yet. So at this stage, it's currently not supported, but these are limitations that we have prioritized as deliverables for RSAT in the upcoming versions. A quick intro into the new features. Those folks who are familiar with RSAT, you would know that this is how the settings file look like, somewhat, but we are changing it in such a way that we have created sections. So you have a DevOps section, you have a FinOps section, and you have the run settings. If you actually install RSAT right now, this is not how the settings page look like. The other addition that we are bringing in is that the thumbprint, this was something you were generating utilizing PowerShell scripts, and you are copying it, and you are actually pasting it on this RSAT setting file. That is changing in the upcoming version. You will see a little new button here, which will generate the thumbprint, put it onto your local trusted folder in your local machine certificate manager, and it will come here and paste it. So we are making that a lot more simpler because we know that we are not quite there yet with respect to this being a functional power user tool. So we are taking steps to make sure that some of those steps that you needed to do manually, we are actually capturing it and making sure that simplifying some of those processes. There was an issue with us not being able to recognize when you expand a fast tab. So we have taken care of that as well, so that when you move to a form, click on different tabs on the ribbon or expand a fast tab, that is now being recognized by RSAT. The last slide, we also have the concept of global variables. What that means is that if you run through 4 test cases, your 4th one fails, we have the ability to make sure that you can rerun that 4th test case without having to run through the 3 again, because it's cached that save variable and made sure that, hey, I can still run my 4th test case because I know what were the values that had used in the preceding 3 test cases. Validation features, pretty self-explanatory. We have ensured that you can validate messages. We can validate less than, greater than, not equal to, blank. We can validate empty space yet. You'll have to put in 2 codes to indicate that the value is blank. You can validate strings containing codes, special characters, and also arithmetic concatenation. That means you can add 2 different variables, and you can validate the outcome of that arithmetic operation. So these are some of the features that you will see with RSAT. Do catch the session tomorrow at 10:30. That is the first one, because there is a demo that actually goes through some of these features that I've explained. So with that, thank you so much for your time. I think it's time to head to the bar. Thank you.